Mark 4. The second thing to be observed is, that we ought to contemplate providence, not as curious and fickle persons are wont to do, but as a ground of confidence and excitement to prayer. When he informs us that the hairs of our head are all numbered, it is not to encourage trivial speculations, but to instruct us to depend on the fatherly care of God which is exercised over these frail bodies. 31. You are of more value. This is true in general of all men, for the sparrows were created for their advantage. But this discourse relates peculiarly to the sons of God, who possess a far higher right than what they derive from creation. Now the rank which belongs to men arises solely from the undeserved kindness of God.
Mark 4 verses 35 to 41. This miracle which Christ wrought for the relief of his disciples in stilling the storm we had before MT 8:23 etc., but it is here more fully related. Observe. 1. It was the same day that he had preached out of a ship, when the even was come, v. 35. When he had been laboring in the word and doctrine all day, instead of reposing himself, he exposeth himself, to teach us not to think of a constant remaining rest till we come to heaven. The end of a toil may perhaps be but the beginning of a toss. But observe, the ship that Christ made his pulpit is taken under his special protection, and, though in danger, cannot sink. What is used for Christ, he will take particular care of. 2. He himself proposed putting to sea at night, because he would lose no time. Let us pass over to the other side, for we shall find, in the next chapter, he has work to do there. Christ went about doing good, and no difficulties in his way should hinder him. Thus industrious we should be in serving him, and our generation according to his will. 3. They did not put to sea, till they had sent away the multitude, that is, had given to each of them that which they came for, and answered all their requests, for he sent none home complaining that they had attended him in vain. Or, they sent them away with a solemn blessing, for Christ came into the world, not only to pronounce, but to command, and to give the blessing. Mark 4 verses 35 to 4:14. They took him even as he was, that is, in the same dress that he was in when he preached, without any cloak to throw over him, which he ought to have had, to keep him warm, when he went to sea at night, especially after preaching. We must not hence infer that we may be careless of our health, but we may learn hence not to be over nice and solicitous about the body. 5. The storm was so great that the ship was full of water v. 37, not by springing a leak, but perhaps partly with the shower, for the word here used signifies a tempest of wind with rain. However, the ship being little, the waves beat into it so that it was full. No, it is no new thing for that ship to be greatly hurried and endangered, in which Christ and his disciples, Christ and his name and gospel, are embarked. 6. There were with him other little ships, which, no doubt, shared in the distress and danger. Probably, these little ships carried those who were desirous to go along with Christ, for the benefit of his preaching and miracles on the other side. The multitude went away when he put to sea, but some there were, that would venture upon the water with him. Those follow the Lamarite, that follow him wherever he goes. And those that hope for happiness in Christ, must be willing to take their lot with him, and run the same risks that he runs. One may boldly and cheerfully put to sea in Christ's company, yea though we foresee a storm.